Today we're going to unbox and take out for its first test flight the new DRC D65 drone. This one has a 4K gimbal stabilized camera and full GPS control, so it'll fly back home, and it has a range of about 1 kilometer and a height of 398 feet. This one comes in at 246 grams, meaning you do not need a drone pilot's license to operate this one in Canada. Let's check it out. I have a mystery box. Don't worry, there were labels on it. I just took the labels off because it just had addresses and stuff on it. Let's see what I received in the mystery box today. What did I get? And give you guys the big reveal in 3, 2, 1. This is a drone. This is the DRC D65, and this one's got a mechanical gimbal camera for a little better recordings than that other toy that I got, which was basically a practice. Well, this is a practice drone too, I'm sure, but this one here should deliver a little bit better picture than the other one. Hopefully the camera records onto internal memory instead of having to stream it back to the cell phone, because that wastes resources on the cell phone, but it also relies on a radio link that is susceptible to interference. So let's just unpack this one. Comes in a carry case. Let's open it up and inspect what we've got. So first of all, we have a controller. We have the actual drone. And I guess this is accessories in the package. What's in this package here? Batteries, probably. What do we got here? We got, I'm sure there's some spare propellers. We have accessories, so let's just open up this bag and see what we've got inside here, which is, as I suspected, spare propellers, so that if you do manage to break one, little screwdriver, some propeller blades. This looks to be perhaps the battery. This will be the controller. Cool. That's a place to put your phone, zoom, angle, and your controllers. Ooh, it's got rechargeable battery. Oh, okay, what are this? This is what these go. Where do these go? So this is the actual drone itself. We'll just unbox this. We're going to charge the batteries up before I try this thing out and try flying it and so forth. And I gotta wait for the weather to improve anyway, because it's kind of rainy today, so I don't think it's a good idea to take it up in the rain. I doubt that it's waterproof. On the front is a camera. I guess I have to, what does it say here? It says, please remove the gimbal cover before the drone is turned on. Oh, okay. It's got a sticker on here to keep the gimbal in place, and there's a cover on the gimbal, so we just have to remove that cover, and there it is. And I guess we have to remove this also, and the sticker on the front here that covers the lens. Okay, there is the camera. I wonder if there's a place, I hope there's a place to put an SD card in here. It would really make the most sense if you had an SD card that went into the actual drone itself. Oh, yes, it does. Excellent, excellent. I was hoping that it would have a place to put an SD card, because recording from the phone is not generally the best quality. There's some paper wrapped around here to keep the propellers in place during the initial shipment. So we're going to undo that. And like the other drone, it's pretty simple. You load the battery pack in the back here and turn it on with the power button. I'm sure that the battery does not have a charge in it now. yeah, it's just got a bit of a charge. So we'll charge this up in full before I attempt to fly it. But this is basically it. We'll charge up this as well, and I'll look at the owner's manual to see what the heck we got to do to make this thing work. But basically you just fold out the propellers just like that, and the battery goes in just like that, and then when you power it up, it will probably go into pairing mode. When you power it up, it will turn on. And the camera looks like it's ready to be active now. It's in pairing mode with the remote. We'll do this once we get closer to flying, but there's the unit itself. I'm sure to pair this thing, we just have to turn it on. Oh, you know what these are? These are, haha, I wondered what the heck those were. These are the controls. Comes with a spare one so that if you lose it, those are the controls for the flight. First things first, I'm going to plug this in and get it charged, because so say the battery's at 70% on here, but on here the battery's only at 50%. We want to get this thing charged before we put it in the air and fly it. Of course, to remove the battery pack, you just push the button on the back and slide it out. So for now, I'm just going to close this up. I'll read the manual, and then we can go through some of the features on it when I'm getting it closer to fly, which hopefully will be tomorrow, because hopefully the weather is going to improve. But this will give me a chance to read up on it, figure out how it works, and get the batteries charged. Battery plugs in there, USB-C. I've got a cable here with several USB-C plugs on it, so I guess I can probably plug them both in at once and charge them both up at the same time. I'll just use my 3-headed USB cable for my wireless microphone, and we'll get these charged up. So the battery that this comes with is a 7.7 volt, 1820 milliamp hour, 14 watt hour battery. To pair the unit, it's a short press and hold of the power button. And then you do the same on the drone itself. I'm just looking at the specifications, and as you see here, it says, please make sure that you only unlock and control the drone when the satellite connection count shown by the GPS signal icon is 8 or higher. And that is that the GPS signal is good. So this unit has GPS on it, which is good, because you really do not want to fly a drone without GPS. Otherwise, it's just too easy to lose it. At least when it's got GPS, you mark your home starting position, and when you're done doing your photography or whatever you're doing, even if you've lost sight of the drone, you can hit your home button and it will return. I just noticed that you need to download the GPS app. So I guess what it does is it uses the GPS of the phone to determine where you are. I guess it should also have a GPS receiver on it, but it uses the GPS of the phone to determine where you are for returning home, I would think. But I haven't got that far in the manual yet. I'm just kind of glancing through here. I'll let you guys know once we get this thing ready to fly what it's going to do. I will go over the controller first of all while we're still charging it up here. So on the controller, you've got your 2 joysticks, the left and the right joystick, and the joysticks are as follows. So the joystick operates left joystick up and down and left and right, which will turn it'll rotate left or rotate right. When you move the joystick left or right, up and down will ascend and descend. The right joystick is your left and right fly, left and fly right, and forward and backward. So pretty straightforward. And there's 2 modes that the unit can be set up in. In mode 1, which you press the camera button and the power button once, and then hold the later until the transmitter beeps, and you'll see right hand mode. So what that does is, normally this is the default mode, mode 2. the default setting. Left joystick is as the throttle joystick. Mode 1, the left joystick will be forward and reverse and rotation, and the right joystick will be ascend and descend and fly left and fly right. So basically what it does is it reverses the ascend and the forward reverse flight. So I'm just reading some of the features on here, like the return to home function. It has a fail-safe return to home, which will be activated if you fly too far and you've lost your connection for more than 6 seconds, and the compass has no interference. Once the failsafe is activated, the drone will start to fly back to its pre-recorded home point, which is where you took off from. And so once you reestablish, you can exit that mode. But low voltage, return to home. If the battery is too low and there's not enough power to return home, and the user should land the drone as soon as possible to avoid damage and other hazards to prevent unnecessary risk due to insufficient power, the low voltage return to home function will be triggered and when the drone is low on power, according to the following 2 scenarios. And basically what it's saying here is once it starts to detect low voltage, it will fly into its safety zone, which is centered around the home point, has a radius of 98 feet and a height of 66 feet, and it will not be able to exit this zone. The second stage of low voltage will automatically return to home point when the drone is returning. The drone indicators are flashing red quickly. It says when the drone is with a flight distance within 16 feet, the drone will just land on the ground directly. So if it's coming home and it gets within 16 feet when the battery is critical, it's going to automatically land. There is also a secondary camera that faces straight down. This is for automatic positioning. So if you're in a situation where, example, if you're flying indoors or there was no or poor GPS signals, it'll actually track the ground and look at objects on the ground to determine where it is. And this operates obviously when you're low to the ground, just for referencing. But normally you're going to be using GPS when you're flying this outside anyway. But it does have this secondary little camera here, which is just looking at the patterns on the ground to determine where it is. As it says here, it's called optical flow positioning, and it's used in indoor environments where the GPS signal is weak or unavailable. It has a maximum distance of about just under 10 feet for optical positioning. Here's some of the features it's got. So the reason you put the app on your phone and pair your phone or the GPS app on the phone is so that the drone can follow your phone. For example, it says GPS follow. The drone stays at a distance from the operator and follows the GPS position of the paired mobile phone. So once you've paired your phone to the drone and it has a GPS signal, it can use that GPS signal to follow you. So if you're, for example, riding a bike or riding a motorcycle or something else and you want the drone to follow you, or if you're in a boat or something, right, you want the drone to follow you, it will follow the signals from your cell phone. And it also can be used with VR glasses. You pair your mobile phone with a pair of VR glasses and then use this function to watch a 3D live feed in real time. So from looking at this, it seems to be quite sophisticated. I'm looking forward to getting this thing in the air as soon as the weather improves. You can also, what they call tap fly. You can tap up to, well, no more than 16 zones. And then you can hit go and it will send the route. So if you've flown the drone over, you can tap and record locations up to 16. And then it will fly and execute that same flight once you've set it up, which is kind of cool. Giving the indicator status. Here's our specifications. So the flight time 26 minutes in a windless environment. Of course, if it's windy out, it's going to be obviously less than that. It says maximum wind speed resistance is 5.5 meters per second. And it's 246 grams, 8.7 ounces. Has a maximum flight height of 394 feet. And maximum takeoff altitude is 9,842 feet, or 3,000 meters. The camera operates in the 5 gigahertz band to send a signal back to the phone. So your phone has to have 5 gigahertz on it. Has a maximum distance of 800 meters, or 2,625 feet. The photo resolution, here is the biggie. This is a 4K camera, 3840 by 2160 when stored on the SD card, micro SD card. They call it a TF. It's the same thing. And that's the photo resolution for stills, and 3840 by 2160 when stored on the cell phone. Video resolution, it's 2560 by 1440. So it's a 4K camera, but that's for storing stills. For recording video, it's a little bit less resolution, 2560 by 1440 progressive at 30 frames, stored on the TF card. But if you're going to save it to your cell phone, it's only going to be 1280 by 720. It supports TF cards class 10 or above with a capacity of up to 128 gigabytes. It's a 2-axis stabilization, tilt and roll, and mechanical range is plus 35 degrees to minus 90, and the roll is minus 40 to plus 40 degrees. So that's the camera. The transmitter operates between 2452 and 2474 megahertz, and it has a range of 1,000 meters outdoors and unobstructed. Got a 64 gig micro SD card. Pop that in, just goes in just like that. Take it out. I'm ready for my first little test flight. I've calibrated the GPS. Well, that automatically calibrates, and I've calibrated the compass. To unlock the motors, we just pull both joysticks down like that.
GPS mode.
And the motors are unlocked. And now I can hit the takeoff button.
Ascending.
And there it goes. I'm going to start the recording. And now recording, I can see the picture here, but I'm recording on the SD card in the drone. So let's just take it for a little flight, and I'll show you the video off of the drone itself. Let's go up. Don't want to hit any wires here. Now, because it has GPS, it will hold it steady. No matter where I take it, it will hold it steady. If I fly it over this way, if I press the return home button on here, it should fly back and land. And here it goes. It's going to fly back, and it's going to come right back down. Hopefully it's not going to hit any wires. And of course it's going to hit the wires because the GPS is not 100% accurate, but there it lands, roughly right where it took off from. So here it is again. We'll take off again. I'll start the recording by pressing and holding. Now I'm recording. Actually, I think, yeah, now I'm recording. It's flashing on my phone, giving me a picture. I've hit the launch button.
Ascending.
I'm just getting the hang of the controller here, and in the next minute or two, I'm just going to fly it around my driveway for a minute, and then we're going to take it down to the park, and we'll put some altitude on here and see how it performs. I'm just kind of getting the hang of the controller. I hit the land button again.
Returning.
It tells me it's returning. It actually speaks to you, the controller, which is kind of cool. So now it'll return back and it will land approximately where it was. There we go. Let's take it back to, or take it to the park. Okay, we're gonna fly it now. I gotta unlock the props on it again. Every time you start it up, you have to unlock the props. You do that by pulling the two joysticks down in opposite directions, down like this.
GPS mode.
That unlocks the props. Then we can hit the takeoff button and it will go up. I'm going to start my recording. Recording on the SD card now, it looks like. Yeah, we're recording on the SD card. Let's take this for a flight and take a look at what type of pictures I can get. I am getting feedback on my phone, so I'm seeing the pictures that's being recorded. I can just take this out for a flight now and watch it on my screen. There I am. Bring it back towards me. Bring it this way. There we go. The video looked very stable. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Now this is the slow mode that you use for when you're doing video. Like I can follow this guy. So I did leave my camera running even though I didn't really film much with it. The drone, I got quite a ways away so you couldn't really even see it, but I did it more for the sound so I could give you live commentary. If I press the home button, let's bring it back. Let's press the home button and it says returning, and now it should automatically fly back. Here it turns around, we're still recording, and it's going to fly right back home. Is moving pretty quick as he flies back. We'll tilt the camera down, I guess.
Down.
Here we go. And down it comes. You tilt the camera down as it's coming down, or tilt the camera back up. And there's flight number 1 in the books.
Cancel returning.
And it says cancel returning as it's returned. To take off again, I have to do the
GPS mode.
and then I can take off. So let's take it off on another little flight.
GPS mode.
Go way up. My display here, I don't know if you can read it on camera, but it tells me the height. It tells me how high it is. Hard to read in the sun, but it tells me how far the drone is away and how high my altitude is. Let's fly forward.
Returning.
Return home. When you hit home, it actually increases its altitude, flies home, and then comes back. I guess that's so that it'll clear wires and trees and stuff. And here it comes down.
GPS mode. GPS mode.
Okay, at this point I'm just going to kill the audio from the camera. We're going to just run some music here, and I'll put together a little video showing some highlights from the flight, because the flight was about 20 minutes.
Okay, I think I'm going to hit the home button now. We're going to return home. I can't even see it. I don't even know where it is. I can hear it up there. Oh, there it is. It's pretty much right above me. It's coming right back now. You guys see it on camera or not? It's way, way up there. We're still recording. Let's tilt the camera down. I see it coming down towards me now.
All right, that about does it. Link is in the description. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.